Hello. Everyone should be able to hear me. Um, everyone should be able to hear me. Oh, there's 2 viewers. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. In the chat, please let me know if you can hear me okay, or if it's too loud or anything like that. Um, yeah, like the title says, we are definitely. Oh, it's No Holds Barred I was gonna say No Holds Barred Network rather than No Holds Barred Wrestling rather than No Holds Barred Network. Um, cool, and of course Robert is here. Cool, awesome. Awesome. You guys can hear me pretty well. Uh, wow, just an overwhelming BTE episode 200 just wrapped up. This is the first time that I got super passionate about being the elite. I never took any notes of on being the elite, and hopefully it doesn't. These are my notes. So, oh my god, I'm so bad with angles and stuff like that. But as you can see, I actually did take notes during the match. I figured that the match was a must see match. I never really thought of, ever thinking Matt and Nick will ever wrestle. Fight each other one on one. I never really thought that until they introduced the idea of what if that could happen. Um, but to give you a little bit more perspective of like what I do is that this whole entire Poison Ivy book, it's amazing it's not really like blurred out with my green screen and stuff. But I'm gonna try the best that I can. This is like story time, guys. Um, all of this here are all my wrestling notes and ideas and stuff like that that I try to put into place with the Square Circle podcast and what to do with this. And like when I do my podcast, when I talk about AEW Dynamite, I kind of remind myself that, hey, this is what happened in this match and this is how the match went. So that's what all this is here for. Um, cool. Uh, I honestly thought they weren't just gonna jump right into the match of Matt versus Nick, and I was not expecting it the way that it went down. I just wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting the probably like 2.5 um, throwbacks that they did for WWE mentions, and we all know that Twitter is gonna rip them apart for why can AEW be AEW? Why they always have to you know ride on WWE and talk shit about WWE or do this or do that. Everyone needs to remember that we're all wrestling fans, and no matter what we watched growing up, we're still always going to be fans of the business. Like, let AEW take shots at WWE. Let WWE take shots at AEW. It only creates a better environment, a better competition. But at the end of the day, we got into this business because we fell in love with something. And we got into this business because we fell in love with the idea of doing these crazy entertainment moves and these crazy stories and stuff like that. So they pay tribute to, I'm saying 2.5 days because it's probably like maybe three in whole. No, probably 2.5. I will probably correct myself a little bit later. But um, it was really like an emotional ride. This was a falls count anywhere match. I really think that they missed out on the ring. Like I was thinking it was gonna start off in the ring and then go around Nick's house and stuff like that, but it was just all, you know, Nick and Matt wrestling anywhere they wanted to, which is kind of a little scary for me because I was like, they could easily get hurt, but this was the epitome of backyard wrestling at its finest. But obviously, they've been professionals for so many years that it doesn't look like a backyard wrestling match. I have seen a really horrible, wait, backyard wrestling match or a secret location match this past week, which was horrible. Maybe I should have the word view it so that way you guys can know my pain. It was really bad. Um, I guess I'll just do my usual I didn't even introduce myself at all. No, I just got straight into it because I got super happy that people are here listening to me in the chat. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live Square Circle podcast on twitch.tv. This is where I talk about professional wrestling, and I'm just going over the completed episode of Being the Elite, episode 200. And this is how the match started off. These are my notes, and if for people that did not get a chance to watch this live, you guys will be able to watch this on YouTube and also hear it on my Anchor podcast as well. I'm just all over the place, so bear with me. This was amazing. I hyped myself up so much for this episode. This is like the most hype I ever got myself hyped for anything else in the world. Don't know what's wrong with me. It's kind of funny how Matt comes out and then Nick does a sneak attack, jumping off of the I put balcony in my notes, but jumping off of the barricade, which he lands on Matt to try to get a quick count there, but that doesn't work. They're fighting on the tennis courts where Matt had thrown Nick against the tennis net, but Nick is very agile, so he just jumps over it, and then Matt launches himself into like a cannonball spin to like hit Nick, which I thought was really great acrobatics without like ring ropes to do all that kind of stuff. So just the sheer will of using, your legs and the importance of not skipping leg day. Because I don't know if anyone would actually be able to do it if they skip leg day. So give me one quick thing here. I would like others to join on YouTube from Twitter to hear, you know. This is so annoying. There we go. Okay, that's um. Okay. There was the sliced bread attempt that Matt had did, but Nick had blocked it, and then it wasn't technically a super kick; it was just a mule kick. But we're just gonna say, "Hey, Vortex, what's up?" But we're just gonna say that it was the first super kick of the match, even though it was a mule kick. Um, Nick does that moonsault, which looked really, really good. And then Nick does some clubbing axe handles to the back of Matt because Nick really wants to work on Matt's back. As they go up the stairs, Matt had taken over. I guess he had hit him in the stomach. Oh, thank you for hosting me, Vortex. Vortex, you're the best. Um, I'm guessing when they went up the stairs, Matt had probably hit him in the stomach for that, and then while they're battling out up there, Matt does a back body drop to Nick. I'm good, Vortex. I'm just like super excited after watching Being the Elite episode 200. I know you don't know anything about wrestling, but here you are. You're gonna be learning about wrestling soon. But yeah, I'm just going over it for Being the Elite 200. That's all it is. I really love that you're here. Oh, the funny part is that they used the golf court. Luckily, no one was injured when Nick backed up into the wrong way. I thought that was like hilarious. And then obviously Matt and Nick are fighting within the golf court. I thought it was really gonna crash. Like it was. I thought it was gonna be like a really bad spot, but it was a little fun to get from point A to point B, even though that was like what, 3 seconds. And there I go babbling. They start fighting in the gym. There's a lot of counter moves and stuff like that. There's that snap power slam that Matt does to Nick on the floor. Nick kicks out at 2, and then Matt does a fake out. Nick blocks, thinking that Matt's gonna punch him, but instead Matt takes control and does a DDT on Nick onto the floor. thought he could get a pin that way, but that didn't work. So there was a bunch of quick pins until Matt did a what looked like to be a deadlift German suplex onto Nick. Again, no 3 count there. These guys were really trying to do very fast moves that would take the win out of you and then try to get the 1, 2, 3. Obviously didn't work. Um, there was a bunch of furies. Oh my god, chop flurries. Uh, notably, Nick hitting Matt's chest a mile a minute. Uh, and then to stop all that, Matt does a quick suplex to Nick, which was very effective. And then apparently, I didn't count it because I was too busy writing down notes. Uh, Matt was doing his signature Northern Light suplex. Apparently, there was 5 of them, as you can hear. Nick count it off and say it. Chop Furries would be a great name for a cheesy action film. Oh my god, that's like going back to the 90s and reading some weird movie names and stuff. But yeah. If you want to write the script, Robert, you can write the script for that. And then like book us to like play characters and stuff and be like, it's Chop Furies. I don't know. That's fun. Um yeah, so after Matt does the 5 Northern Light suplex, uh Nick stops it and then does a running DDT, which again looked nice. I found it kind of interesting that Nick would say, "My house, my rules," and I'm just like, they act like there's been an underlining like animosity between them two brewing for so long. Like it felt authentic when you know that they're just playing the part of being a heel and being a babyface. Um, it felt real. Like I found it kind of a little unsettling that Nick would be like, "This is my house, my rules." I totally get it. Like if we were at his house for like dinner or something, or being invited over to a party, obviously it's your house, it's your rules, you'll be respected. But to say that during a match that's taking place at your house because it's the match that you wanted, I don't know. Like it felt real, and that's what I appreciate about the Young Bucks. That what they do, it's fucking real. You feel it. You get emotional. Um, Nick threw dirt in Matt's face. Matt was like, "Are you serious? Throwing dirt in my face? Like, why? Why is this happening?" And then a super kick, which Cody was right about. How the match was gonna go. Nick does a super kick. Matt does a super kick. Nick does a super kick, and then Matt does a super kick as well. Cody Rhodes got it all right. And then Nick put Matt on the table, only for Nick to climb up to the top part of the deck to do a swanton bomb onto Matt, thinking he's going to get the victory. But then again, I was going to say that Nick is no Jeff Hardy, but then again, the swanton dive was never really like a finisher move where like no one kicked out of. For example, like how Hogan has the leg drop. If Hogan does a leg drop, you don't kick out of it. John Cena with the F5, you don't kick out of it. No, not F5, the AA. Okay, my brain is going way too fast. I can't believe I messed that up. It's going way too fast. Let me get back to my notes. I'm just like super happy. Super, super happy that this aired and this was really, really great. So after that, this is the one part where I was like, they're taking it way too far. And I usually never um, think like that in professional wrestling. I never say that out loud sometimes. I take everything that professional wrestling does with a grain of salt. Like, I know that everyone is safe, but did you see that Nick was trying to drown his brother? Like, you feel like you're friends with the Young Bucks on the outside. because if you watch their whole entire career, if you study their whole entire career, if you Vortex, I'm gonna have to send you the video of this whole entire match. Um, but it was for like what, 5 seconds that Nick tried to drown Matt, which I don't think I'm ever gonna let that go. But you honestly feel like you're friends with the Young Bucks because you're watching from the outside. You get the chances to go meet these guys. You get the chances to go tell these guys your story, and like they're super cool to meet. I enjoy meeting them at the big event. You know, told them a bunch of stuff. Um, they were all like, they were all cool with it and whatnot. So, oh my God, can you, you know, give me a second here. Why is my phone? I'm probably gonna start from the beginning anyway. Okay, this is live, so anything goes. So, like I was saying, when you meet the Young Bucks live in person, are awesome people. They listen to you. You have a great conversation with them. You get to know them a little bit more. When you watch Being the Elite, you get to know them a little bit more. When you text them via community, which works, you feel like you're connected with them a little bit more. Like I recently texted them about pre-ordering their book, Killing the Business, off of Amazon, and I got thanked by Matt. He was like, "Well, thank you so much." And I pre-ordered the book because I really want to read it, and I want them on a podcast. Like I really want to interview them on the book, questions that they may have never been asked before, and just dig into their past a little bit more. And that's about it. But you feel like you know them. So the moment that you watch Nick try to drown Matt, like if I was there, even though I know that they're taping and I know that they're safe and that they're not really going to kill each other, I was going to kick Nick off of him. I was really going to just kick Nick and just mess up the whole video. And I'm going to be like, I'm so sorry. We got to take that over again. Only because I felt so strongly of like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing that. Like, that's not what you were supposed to do anyway. Like, why the fuck do you want to drown him? Like, I totally get it. Nick wants the whole, I want to feel better. I want to feel 100%. I want to make sure that I'm ready to get back into the ring. But, like, Johnny your brother just to get the 3 count for him to give up is not the right thing to do. You want to say hi to everybody on Twitch? All right, he didn't hear me. When family members come from the outside. Uh, so so that's what happened. I would really have kicked him off his brother, but luckily it was only like what, 3 seconds, 5 seconds tops. Nick comes, no, sorry. Matt comes back up, spits the water in his face. It's one of those moments when you realize their characters are not just heel face. I know. That's what I felt too. I felt like this was a little bit more deeper. Like there's something there at the core of it all, and it's not just a heel face thing. Like everything that Nick was saying up to this point for episode 200, it was felt just like that. But that's a very good observation for that. Um, Aside from that, they are fighting around the pool to where both the guys are on the board of the pool where you make your splashes and everything. And I thought the coolest thing that Matt did was the Canadian destroyer into the pool. And my first thought is, how do you guys not drown by doing such a sudden move? And then all of a sudden, it's like, bam, let's try to do a count. It's funny that the referee had to make a splash into the pool and then do a 1, 2, 3. That was a really good moment. That should be like on the top 10 moments of like Being the Elite memories when we reach to like episode 300 or something. After all that, I thought it was pretty funny that Nick was all like, calm down, Matt. Matt, calm down, and then ask him, you want to see some magic? And then here comes the Merch Freak song, and we're teleported to WWE back in the 90s, which I don't know off the top of my head what year that was, but I just thought it was pretty funny that we traveled back in time to a WWE moment of the tag team. Hold on, I can't even read it. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. So Robert said the pool section reminded me of that one match Southside did that was a four-way in a leisure center where they referee included actually went into the pool. Did they all like get pushed into the pool, or like did they just all like jump in the pool because it was like, let's battle here next? Like that's a maybe they took it from that. Who knows? I don't know. Like there's only certain scenes within this match that I know that they took it from some other inspirations, but maybe they took that from Southside and had a inspiration moment from that. So yeah, yeah, they pushed each other into the pool and the referee came in with them. Oh, that's funny. That's pretty cool. Maybe they took it from that. Melina was involved in that match too, by the way, as was Tegan Knox. Oh wow, interesting. Very interesting. I guess it must have been summer when that happened. So yeah. Other than that, after Nick has said you want to see some magic, we are transported back in time to WWE when we had the tag team of Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. I think throughout the Young Bucks' career, they've always been called that, or at least talked about in that regard, for that tag team status. Um, as we all know, and for those of you that don't know, the tag team of Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels ended, ended it is not a word, ended um, at the exact same, I guess, prop of the barbershop. Brutus the barber, Beefcake was there, and in order to break up the tag team, that is what they did. The exact thing you saw in Being the Elite 200. Um, Shawn Michaels drives Marty Jannetty through the glass, and that was it. Yes, it was definitely a tribute to that. I marked out inside. I didn't really mark out loud. I was like, oh my God, like, are you guys really going there? Like, I was not expecting that. That's the first thing I wasn't expecting. Actually, I should say second thing I wasn't expecting. The first thing I wasn't expecting was not having a wrestling ring like how they had for the other matches on the other Being the Elite episodes. This one was definitely no ring there, but this is the second one that I was not expecting that to happen. But it was done well. I totally enjoyed it. At first, I thought I was like, did Matt really wear this like back in the day, like really, really back in the day when he first started? But then I realized as they panned out what it was, and it was exactly that. It was a tribute to Marty Jannetty and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. After that, we are transported back to the present time. This is where uh, they are somehow on top of the deck, and uh, Nick comes up with a shovel, and with his I guess devious face, he hits Matt in the back, and that's the start of that part. But Matt gets up from that, and Matt is like, do you really still want this? He doesn't really want to hurt him. He gives Nick some super kicks, and then apparently brings out the shoe that had a lining of thumbtacks on the bottom of it. And this should be a tribute to when they super kicked Candice LeRae, a female wrestler, when they had that intergender match, the Young Bucks versus Joy Ryan and Candice LeRae, and they made her bleed. Um, so that should be for that, which I thought it was pretty fun. I was just like, wow, they actually, you know, going back in time and stuff. Uh, I hate this. I found the shovel hit hilarious because of, oh my god, because you could blatantly tell he did the shovel hit on the wood and they just hit it using the camera work. Yeah, honestly, when I was watching Being the Elite 200, I think it was my internet. It was unsyncing everything, so everything was a delayed hit, and everything was a delayed sound, and everything was a delayed dialogue. So that was really funny. I got a kick out of freaking Nick's face um, when he came up with the shovel and hit his brother. Like I got a kick out of that. Um, Oh, I'm going way too far ahead. Wow. Okay, let me back it up a little bit. I already spoiled something. But before after the shovel hit, right? This is why I need to like look at my notes cuz I'm not going to, you know. I probably should have my notes like right here. Um Nick then does a power bomb to Matt. After that, they go back and forth. Matt got Nick in a power driver, and hits the power driver, and then Matt takes out that thumbtack shoe that I was talking about earlier that he used on Candice LeRae during that intergender match, and Matt puts it on and does a super kick to Nick. All right, so hold on, let me read my comments. Uh, I feel like they deliberately made the editing on. Oh my god. Uh, I feel like they made deliver. I feel like they deliberately made the editing on the whole match a bit janky for comedy value, kind of like the early broken Matt Hardy stuff in TNA. Yeah, there were some weird parts about the editing and stuff like that. I do have to agree with that. But it just made it feel like this is how Being the Elite episode would go. Maybe they filmed so much that they really couldn't put it in the final edit, and then some stuff was bad, and it's kind of hard to try to retake certain stuff. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My phone is going off the hook for no reason. Because now they're tweeting out, what does everyone think? Um, my phone is not even charging. All right. And this is live, so I can't really edit this part out. Maybe I will re-listen to everything and do it. But so yeah, I think that they had a lot of stuff to edit down to, and then like if they do certain moves and didn't take it right, you don't want to constantly keep doing the same move over and over and over again. It would have been cool if this was like done in one take. Like if it was done in one take, they would have been like YouTube gods. That's I'm saying that right now. If Being the Elite episode 200 was done in one take rather than doing this, doing that, then editing and putting it together for the final cut for all of us to watch at two, um, they would have been YouTube gods at that point. Um, so aside from that, this is the third tribute to WWE. Is WrestleMania when Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels wrestled, and that was Ric Flair's retiring match. And that one scene gets everybody every single time where Shawn Michaels is at the corner. He's getting ready to do the super kick, which he which we all call it, and he calls it the sweet chin music. He's getting ready to do it in the corner, and Ric Flair gets up, has his dukes up, but he's already tired, and he knows it's coming. He knows that this is going to be the final um, nail, and that he's not going to kick out of this. Shawn Michaels mouths the phrase "I love you," runs, super kicks Ric Flair. That's it. 1, 2, 3. The Young Bucks pay homage to this by Matt doing it to his little brother, and I thought that was really, really. I don't want to say the word cute, but that was really great. And then after Matt does that to Nick, Nick is on top of safety stuff because Matt flies off and does an elbow drop onto Nick, and then Matt gets the 1, 2, 3. And that is how the match between Matt versus Nick ends. Matt Jackson picks up the victory. He was not my pick. And if he hears this, I hope we can still be friends. But he was not my pick. Nick was my pick. I think that Nick needed it to prove himself, but he felt better after the match. So I guess win-win for both brothers and stuff like that. So it was a very emotional match. Start to finish, I was not expecting what they were doing. I was not expecting the WWE tributes. And for anybody that, wants to be annoyed that, again, AEW is referencing WWE, we're all fans at the end of the day. We did not come into this business to love it, to only be like one-sided and completely one-sided. There's wrestling and there's arts and there's emotional stories within everything that wrestling does. So to try to tell people that you should not be making tributes to another company, or making fun of another company, or making jokes about another company, grow up. Everybody makes fun of everything. It's all in good fun until someone gets hurt. It's always the until stuff and the but stuff. But so far, no harm, no foul has been done whenever AEW takes a shot at WWE. Plus, anyway, these guys grew up on the product. So if you grow up on the product, what are you going to do? You're going to imitate everything. You're going to redo everything. Maybe put a twist to it, but you're going to redo everything because history repeats itself. So why not give them the benefit of the doubt and give them 100% of the credit to make something that people are afraid to make, and people are afraid to be bold enough to talk about, and people are afraid to just have fun. It was fun. Being the elite is fun. That's all it is. They are goofballs. They, sometimes they're a little more opening and transparent with people. It just depends on what they're trying to do for the episode, but like everything was super fun. I enjoyed the episode so much. And then they did the montage video of all the episodes, and I tweeted out, "I'm not crying, you're crying," and that was super emotional. Where do we see the Young Bucks go next? That's what I would like to know. Where do we see them go next? They might end up going to Japan only because Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows already confirmed themselves to go to Japan, and I guess this can segue into the WWE releases, even though I want to do a official podcast and my ideas and thoughts about where the released WWE talent can go. Because that in itself is that needs a lot of explaining to do. So I'll let you guys get in your comments and stuff while I look on social media and let people know that I am streaming, and then we could talk about it. The Young Bucks versus the Good Brothers is a match we definitely need to see. Yeah, we should. Yeah, they never faced it. They never faced anybody like that. Um, So I'm gonna record that match down in my notes so that way I can like really look into it and be like, yeah, maybe this could work and like this is how it's gonna go and stuff like that. You guys don't understand how, this quarantine is affecting people who love professional wrestling as much as I do. And I know like I don't show it on Twitter all the time. I don't make videos and I don't, do stuff like that. That's only because I grew up during the 90s, so like sometimes I don't have the be consistent factor that everyone else has. I have the if I put it out, I'm going to put it out, sometimes I need a break for myself, sometimes I don't need a break for myself, sometimes I want to focus on other things, but professional wrestling has always been constant. That's like my one true love in life, nothing else. Um so, I try to be consistent with everything that I do about professional wrestling. This is the first time that I actually want to come live and talk about being the Elite 200 and just feeling good with it and having fun with the people in the chat and having fun with everyone else. Um, because wrestling brings us together no matter what. And during this lockdown, it just ruined all my plans lined up for 2020, man. So like for an example, if this whole thing didn't happen, um, in March, hold on. Um, all right, I'll get to your comment in a second. I just want to talk about this lineup that I had going for 2020. So, if this thing didn't happen, right? In March, March 25th would have been AEW Blood and Guts. I would have went. After March 25th, March 27th and March 28th, Titan Championship Wrestling of New Jersey was going to have on the 27th an all women's um, show. I don't know why I was going to say pay per view. Um, Titan Championship Wrestling was going to have an all women's show. Um, and that they were going to have Nyla Rose on there as well. The 28th was my birthday. March 28th is my birthday. I'm 29 years old. Yeah, I'm getting old. Arn Anderson was going to be at Titan Championship Wrestling. So what I was going to do was that we were going to get a hotel in Jersey, stay there so that way the traveling could be short. And I would go with JD Alpha because he was going to probably maybe be booked on the 28th. But, we were going to go. I was going to celebrate my birthday with Arn Anderson. Like, who would have ever thought that was ever going to happen? But it didn't. And, I would just have to wait until next year. But there was a silver lining, even though we're in quarantine, that Matt Jackson had wished me a happy birthday on the 28th, and I will always remember that. Like I got that screenshot saved on my phone because that's like the best thing ever. Other than that, if we were back to normal, I would have went to many other wrestling promotions with JD Alpha. I would have put over wrestling promotions on my newsletter, which I do write about wrestling. If you guys are interested in my wrestling newsletter, please subscribe to Squared Circle podcast.substack.com, so that way I could talk about companies, put over professional wrestlers here in the New York City scene, because sometimes these guys don't get a lot of exposure like how mainstream guys would get. Um, so that's what I like to do on the side. Not really on the side, but I like to give spotlights to the indies and the indie wrestlers that don't know how to use social media. That's what I do, and I feel like I'm babbling on and on. Um, so uh, I I need to take a breather. I would definitely read your comment in a moment, but yeah. Whew. I don't know if we should rewatch it for like anyone that doesn't get the context. Um I do know that your comment was about that you don't want to see Rusev. Um, I kind of don't want Rusev and the Good Brothers to go to AEW, even though a lot of people want that. I think all three of them would actually be better suited to Japan. Um, that's a very interesting thing. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Um, hold on, I'm gonna mute myself for a second. I'm talking so much that my throat is getting dry. Let me just put this here for a second. Uh, okay, so all right, so this is what we're gonna do. Um, I don't know how well you guys are gonna see this if I were to bring it up, but let me do this. Is it window capture? Should be window capture. Oh, okay. Uh, oh wait, you guys don't see anything yet. All right. I don't know where to put this at now. Um, all right, guys. How clear are you able to see that browser? Um, Let me see how it looks on my phone. How it looks on my phone. It looks pretty clear. It looks pretty clear. It's probably gonna cut me off, but I want you guys to probably see it. Like if I were to okay, if I were to do this. See, Windows Capture doesn't do what I want it to do, so I can't have it that way. I am not the smartest person. Oh wait, it does. It does. It does. I forget that this is a delay. Um okay, so all right. To the best of my ability, this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to move being the elite above my head. Um, I'm going to move this over and I'm going to stretch it out. Hold on. So that way we could actually talk about my list and where people should go. This is always a work in progress. I probably might just do a regular podcast about it. But I still want you guys to see my face. I don't want someone to come in here and be like, "Who the hell is Square Circle Podcast?" I might have to cover up the. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cover up the chat, and I'm so sorry for covering up the chat, but bear with me. Um, this looks a lot better. I think you guys can actually see it. So, for those of you that are here, I'm still trying to get people from Twitter. But whatever. This is the Square Circle Podcast newsletter. Like I said, if you guys want to sign up for wrestling updates and just my thoughts about stuff, please go to squaredcirclepodcast.substack.com. Um, I do this all on the fly, man. Like I never have, um, I'm not like a professional streamer. I'm never gonna claim to be a professional streamer. Not at all. Um, you guys can look at my imperfections. It's totally fine. Because if I'm not making light of it, then I guess it's fine. but I am making light of it. I'll just shut up. Um, where did it go? Oh crap! Where did it go? Oh my god, that's not cool. Let me do it again. I think I should just keep this all in the final edit, just because it'll be kind of weird. It'll be like there's no context about what I'm talking about. Edit transformation. Plus, this gives some stragglers, to come in. Um, okay. Maybe I should change the color. Um, select the font, select the color. Okay, black is not doing it. Um, I'll leave it white. Okay, this is the best that I'm gonna do. So, like I said, this is my newsletter. This should have been, yeah, this is the one where I have my list. Um, this is the first ever, before that, this is the first ever wrestling talk where I, to make it catchy, what AEW wrestlers uh, are compared to Dragon Ball Z characters. But it'll be interesting if Rusev went to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I wasn't thinking of that because I don't know if he would like to travel. There's just certain people that when they go to New Japan Pro Wrestling, like they want to travel, they want to visit other stuff. But I think Rusev is content with just being within the states. People do know of Rusev now, so if he did go to New Japan Pro Wrestling, I mean, he'll probably be big there, but I don't know if that's something that he would be comfortable with. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, they're comfortable with it, so they're fine. But my pick, I said to put Rusev in Ring of Honor, just because I don't want him to go to AEW just yet. Just because I'm like, everybody that WWE released, everybody wants them to go to AEW, and I understand that. It was the same thing back in the day where WCW guys, if they got released, they went to WWE, or WWE released the people, they went to WCW, and vice versa. I get it. AEW is a big time promotion. That's why fans want certain wrestlers to go to AEW because they know that they'll be treated right. However, does it work financially and does it work story wise? If AEW has nothing for Rusev, then why would he be at AEW? Um, the same thing with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. If they want to go back to Japan, that's totally fine. But then again, I even wrote here, what else do they have left to prove in New Japan Pro Wrestling? Like, what else do they have to do? I don't really know what else they have left to do. Okay, so let me read this comment. I feel. Oh no, that's. Oh my god, I hate this. Uh, the chat within the OBS is supposed to make it feel like it's better, but it's not. Okay. Um. Okay, so that's what you said. Okay. I think Diana will go to AEW. They could honestly do with having more female talent right now. Yeah. but they don't have enough time. That is what AEW's main problem is that they don't have enough time when it comes to doing the shows now, because now it's on, on lockdown. They don't have. I don't think I should mention that because of lockdown, because they don't have enough time with this and stuff like that. Um, AEW could use more women on their roster, but at this current time, let's just work with what we have. Um, Deanna would definitely be a great addition to it, and maybe she'll evolve her character more. But I don't think AEW needs to stockpile on any more talent until the right time. I understand that sometimes you can't always have the same reoccurring people on television, but I just think that is way too many people at the moment, even though it doesn't probably feel like that. I have put Deanna in Ring of Honor because I think that she'll grow there. And I also put Sarah Logan there too as well, because Sarah Logan is known since, she's with WWE. And I also, for Ring of Honor, I put Drake Maverick. And my reasoning for that is to get a proper run. Spud made his first U.S. appearance in April 2006, competing for Ring of Honor for the two-night event of Weekend of Champions. And I totally forgot to put the T there. Um, you know, for AEW, I definitely said that they needed. Um, yeah, I think he already tweeted out what time it is. Like, he said that it's 7:35 p.m. So most likely he already went back to the UK. But if he didn't go back to the UK, I would have seen him in Ring of Honor just to have a proper run, because who wouldn't want a proper run with Ring of Honor? Well, back in the day, Ring of Honor. Um, so for AEW, I have Mike Chioda as a referee. I mean, they could always pick up more referees. Primo and Epico should definitely go to AEW to eventually face Santana and Ortiz. I said Rowan should go to AEW to join the Dark Order. It will be obvious, that he will go there because Brody Lee is there as the leader of the Dark Order. So hear me out on my idea, right? Brody Lee is the leader of here I go again. Brody Lee is the leader of the Dark Order. If Rowan comes in, Rowan could be Brody Lee's right hand man. So whenever Brody Lee is not there, he's in charge. And I had remembered that someone had asked me, well, what about, Evil Uno? Like, what's going to happen to Evil Uno then? Evil Uno is the general of the Dark Order. He was the face of the Dark Order. He was the stand-in until they reached the decision to make Brody Lee the leader. And, it makes sense. The way that they have it, the structure that they have. So that's why I would want Rowan to go to AEW. So obviously he can join the Dark Order. And then if Brody Lee is not there to call and, set things straight in the structure, he's there to do it too. Yes, it definitely does write itself. It definitely does write itself. I put Zack Ryder on here, aka Matt. I'm gonna mess up his last name, so Matt C. Only because on Twitter somebody was like, he should go to AEW to team with Cody. It'll be like the life of Zack and Cody and stuff like that. I thought it was fun. I put him there. But did you guys read how much of a dick he was to The Miz on Instagram for no reason? The Miz just poking around saying, to Zach, and you laughed at my t-shirts. To be honest, that new t-shirt that Zack Ryder has, that t-shirt is the most stupid t-shirt I have ever seen. Just because it says not there it makes it to the number one spot on Pro Wrestling Tees. What? Like, come on, man. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. He wouldn't be a fit. Zack Ryder, Matt Cadonia, would he's always been on his own. He's always been like the lone wolf and always did everything by himself. Like tried to be the first ever. Until like WWE put him down and shit like that. But yeah, I don't know if that would be for him joining that. If he joins the inner, if wait, oh the inner circle. Oh my god. Okay, wait. My brain thought that it was the equivalent to the Dark Order, and I was gonna say, "Damn, you're burying him." But yeah, that would be a swerve to be in the inner circle. But then again, um, Zack Ryder has always been looking out for him and him alone and stuff like that. It's never been about let's try to be in a really good tag team or whatever. And then for AEW, I put Aiden English to go over to AEW. Only to only to be like an interviewer slash wrestler and to prolong this witty feud between Peter Avalon, the librarian, and Brandon Cutler about them both being losers. I just think that Aiden will add a little more flair to it, and maybe we could get the ball rolling with that. Um, all right. I can't even. Okay. Zach shows up looking like he's going to help Cody, but then he low blows Cody and rips his shirt to reveal an inner circle shirt. Basically, like Hulk Hogan turned on WCW. Oh man, I mean, I could see that, but I think people will probably call it a mile away. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want that. And what is it with like everybody turning on Cody Rhodes and like low blowing him? Like, what is that? Why is that a thing? You know? So those were my picks for AEW, my picks for New Japan Pro Wrestling, my picks for Ring of Honor and TNA. Now, quick confession time, guys. I no longer watch TNA. I stopped watching TNA in 2006, 2007, and never looked back. I understand that TNA is making strides now. TNA is doing some, wonderful things. TNA is doing a lot of firsts, with Tessa Blanchard holding a men's title, all the power to them. I don't know why I was swinging around the remote control, but I no longer watch TNA. So what I did was, out of the goodness of my heart, I said that no way Jose should go to TNA. He probably fits in more. And this Alexander Jax- Jaksic guy, I don't know who he is. And I don't remember him. And I really don't remember him when he was on NXT. And he needs to go to TNA to get some character, maybe something, but I really don't know him. Um, I don't, I want No Way Jose to be awesome. It was the first time that, someone like me who's half Puerto Rican can get behind No Way Jose, even though No Way Jose was a Dominican, should be Dominican. But either way, he was Spanish. I got behind him. I definitely like him and stuff like that. I just wish that WWE used him more, rather than not being a jokester and stuff like that. And when we come to the indie part here, other stuff like NWA, smaller promotions and appearances, Mike and Maria Kanellis can do whatever they want. Kurt Hawkins can do whatever he wants. He has the school here in Long Island. Um, and Kurt Angle can do whatever he wants. Okay, so I honestly can't see No Way Jose going to another major wrestling company, to be honest. I think he'll just be a free agent on the indies for a while. That's fine too. I would like No Way Jose to be on the indies for a while. That's not a problem. He could build his reputation back up. He could be a serious wrestler or something like that. But I don't know if I were to go as far as to say that TNA is a major company if you're going based off of my list. I can see Angle having one big last match against a big indie name who could carry him to a decent match. I mean, with everything that we know, he did that quick interview with CVV. I'm gonna get that guy's name wrong, but you guys watch CVV. Um, I don't know I do not know who his opponent should be. If Kurt Angle wanted to have one big last match and that's it, and he's off, to the sunsets. But he looks like he's been really good. Considering that he gets stem cells to help out his neck and stuff like that. But I don't know who he would fight. I really don't know. Um, All right. So yeah, this is just my newsletter. This is where like you can listen to my podcast. I upload my podcast and stuff like that. I haven't wrote to my peeps in a while. So this is what I did. I try to have wrestling conversations with them, try to teach people about wrestling because that's what I like. Um, he had a great match with Zack Sabre Jr. in the UK before he came back to WWE, so I could see that happening again. He had a really good match with Joe Hendry too on the UK Indies. Oh, well, I mean, Joe Hendry and Zack Sabre Jr. are way two different styles. Um, and I've seen both of them, and they're both great, but they're like totally two different styles. And that goes to show you how great of a wrestler Kurt Angle is. He can hang in the ring with two wrestlers with two different styles, two different times. Um, when I talk about me writing about wrestling companies and the shows that I attend to, I wrote about BWF, which is Bronx Wrestling Federation here in New York City. Once upon a time in the Bronx, I did that. So as I click on it, um, I got you covered. I am Marie Shadows of the Square Circle Podcast, and I write about wrestling companies, and I got you covered for all the action. Stuff like that. The pictures that I would take. My camera is not the best. I can't wait to get a new camera, but take some pictures during these matches, even some women's matches and stuff like that. Give you a breakdown of what's happening. This tag match was pretty cool. I really enjoyed the pictures that I took. This team here, Sambo Show, is a really good indie team here. They were really like on point with really good tag team moves and stuff like that. These were their opponents. Um, Chris Barton, who is the Bushwick Beast and the half tag team with Dom. He's pretty cool. Nikos Ricos also comes to BWF to wrestle and stuff like that. So I give you guys like a freebie of the match. I write about the match. This is a highlight one with Mantis and White versus Rufus and Mad John. Mantis is an amazing indie wrestler. Here at the Square Circle Podcast, we put him over. His favorite line is, "This is my garden," and we do it every time whenever we play Animal Crossing and stuff. Just don't watch the match Kurt had with Alberto Del Rio on the Indies. That was bad. Maybe we should do a night of watching bad wrestling matches. That would be fun. I would be up for it. There is one match that I watched recently that was really bad. Oh man. But back to my newsletter. Um, this is my opening line for this. Mantis believes the world is his garden and that we ordinary humans frankly don't belong. Yep, that is what Mantis does. This here is another highlight match of Brother Greatness versus Chris Steeler. Chris Steeler looks like um, he looks like Sean Spears. Let me Let me pull this up for you guys. That dude has a Twitter account. I didn't know he has a Twitter account. I really hope that we don't get like weird stuff. Cause I have a feeling we're gonna get some weird stuff, and I'm never gonna like. Does that look like him? Yeah, that looks like him. I didn't grab a picture of him, but this dude, like, if I play the video, yeah, see, he looks a little bit like Sean Spears. Well, a lot. He does. Um, and yeah, that was the highlights to Brother Greatness versus Chris Steeler for anyone that's listening to this on the Square Circle podcast on Anchor. Um, Kane versus Kane, the ultimate bad match. Yep. Or even Undertaker versus Undertaker. This is another Fatal 4-Way highlight match. This guy right here is Josh Glide. This guy right here is Sebastian Cage. We got Leland Parker here, and we got JD Alpha here. JD Alpha is the man and the professional wrestler who has never played WWF No Mercy. Um, Brothers of Destruction versus Chronic. Now that was bad. We might have to visit that match. This is a picture of them. They were a tag team long ago. They were really great as a tag team. Leland Parker here is a really good indie wrestler. Thank God he came back to professional wrestling. He he took a little bit of a hiatus, and I just remembered that the volume for the highlight match before wasn't on. This is the full match of Alpha's No Mercy. This is really good to watch. This is a grudge match. It's not that long. Johnny Santos versus Matt Awesome. There was a so the story behind this is that Matt's dog had passed away, and Johnny Santos was not there for him and his tag team partner. So Matt wants revenge and all that. Johnny Santos wants nothing of it. This is the tag team match of which one's this one? This is BX Strong versus the Sashusin squad. I'm gonna mess it up. This was a really good match. This match had me on the edge of my seat when I was recording this, and it's kind of hard to record your buddies' matches and root for them, and you can't really say anything like, they were really good. By the way, BX Strong is the BWF Tag Team Champions. They are a two-man faction. They are not a tag team. So if you ever see them live and you ever get to meet them, don't ever call them a tag team. They are a two-man faction. And do you know how long that got drilled into my head? So I'm just used to calling them a two-man faction. They're not a tag team. This is the main event of Dom versus TJ Marconi. Another great match. And then this is the end. This is when I had the paywall up. I do not have the paywall anymore for my newsletter. I don't have enough people, and I don't think people are interested in just throwing a few bucks here and there. Then again, it should never be about money, but sometimes this takes a lot of time and effort to do it. So I equate it to, time and effort, for that. But I don't want you guys to think I'm one of those Twitch girls that are like, you guys have $5. That's all it takes, $5. I think those are really ridiculous where someone has to tell you on camera that, oh, hey, you watching? Yeah, you gotta pay for it. Like, if you're giving educational stuff, Like I would consider me talking about professional wrestling, breaking down the matches, breaking down the psychology, and breaking down maybe like Easter eggs if we want to call them that. That stuff is educational. That stuff, I think should be either paid for via retweets, shares, word of mouth, like organically. If anybody wants to like throw around money, that's totally fine too. There's ways to contact people to be like, hey, that was really good. Here's this or whatever. But if not, that's totally fine. I'm happy with who's here in the chat and us talking about being the Elite 200 all the way to my list of where WWE people should go. I should say former WWE people should go. And then talking about next time maybe we should watch some really bad wrestling matches and just talk about it. Because I think that's also a learning process too when you get to talk about a really bad match and say how it could be improved and what to do next time. Not necessarily shitting on it because I definitely don't like it when people just shit on things and they never give you a straight answer and they never give you facts and they never give you a constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is more like, well, it would have been better to do it this route so that way the crowd could have got behind you or the crowd could have understood what you were doing because psychology plays a big part in every single match that happens. There are times where like squash matches don't actually matter. There's other times where countouts and disqualifications and no contest, those things don't matter because no one brings them up. But psychology matters no matter what. And I think I'm babbling on again. Um, but yeah, that is um, everything that I have. Um, I am really amazed that I got some people to come by and we talked about, my favorite thing is being the elite, being the elite, and stuff like that. So I don't know. I will open it up to questions so I could take a moment and breathe. And I wonder how many people would be down for just watching really bad wrestling matches. That would be great. And I would definitely have to put a disclaimer that says, we are not shitting on you. Not at all. And we've been live for an hour and 20 minutes of me talking about everything. I am super, super happy. I am really, really happy. You guys don't know how happy I am. I do want to take a mini tiny break though. But then again, I don't know. I should ask you guys, because how many people are here with me? Um, oh, still? Um, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a quick break. I am going to come back and I'm going to see if I could try to get more people so we could talk about this. Um, I guess we can request songs and all that, but yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit. Be right back. So yeah. Um you know what I'm gonna do for the hell of it? Because Vortex probably like I don't know what Marie Shadows is talking about. Um I mean it already premiered. I think it'll be fine. I don't think Twitch is gonna stop us. You know what I'm gonna do for the hell of it? Because Vortex probably like, I don't know what Marie Shadows is talking about. Um, I mean, it already premiered. I think it'll be fine. I don't think Twitch is gonna stop us. I mean, we'll do it for the hell of it. Just gotta time this right. That's all. I am not going to be showing that replay. Um, that's gonna take. It's gonna take the whole screen. It is gonna take the whole screen. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. That's the mini player. That's the theater mode. I want it in theater mode probably. There we go. I want it in theater mode. So this premiered 119 minutes ago with 63,000 views. Oh yeah, the theme is not on. Should be input. No, because input is me talking right now. Definitely be output. Um, all right, switch it over here. There we go. I guess we'll watch it. I guess we watch it until someone tells us no. And Vortex, these are the two guys that we were talking about. These are the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. I don't know if I'm going to be pausing throughout this video, so yeah. And Vortex, if you have any questions, just let me know. I will gladly answer them.
$200 episodes.
I personally never thought it would have come to this.
I would have never guessed this is what we're doing.
Brother versus brother. Matt versus Nick. Falls count anywhere. I don't think he's coming after my back.
I'm gonna focus on his back.
I just hope I don't have to kill him.
I'm gonna beat his ass.
That's right. That was Nick. Typical, right? Typical. He decides not even to show up to his own backyard. Look up. Are you freaking kidding me?
Now that's a house show dive.
1, 2, 2 count.
Not that early, huh?
Not that easy.
Where do you think you're going, huh? See ya.
Oh! scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, huh, brother? Freaking right. Here we go. Oh, crap. Oh, come on. Oof. Oof. Oh.
That beautiful moonsault. That beautiful moonsault.
You all right? I'm good.
I wanted this match, Matt. I want to see if I'm 100%.
This is the part I didn't see. Oh, okay, so he super kicked him. I hit him in the stomach, so I got it totally wrong. He super kicked him. And this is what I was talking about, that they went upstairs.
Oh, jeez.
Matt did the first,
Oh my God.
that's why I thought it'd be a little dangerous, but then again, backyard wrestling, people do that all the time. That was a really funny segment to me, using the golf cart.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what I thought was funny. He put it in reverse.
Brainbuster.
Hold on. Vortex said when the Mario Kart double dash goes wrong. um, that is hilarious. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. I mean, I hope that Matt and Nick know about Mario Kart Double Dash. They probably know about Mario Kart like 8 or whatever, but I don't know if they know about Double Dash. Like their knowledge of games is not like yours, mine's, and Ravage Dragons.
See ya. Oh.
There goes that power slam. That's what I was talking about, the fake out. These are all the quick pins. Oh, I said it wrong. I said that Matt had did the German to Nick when it was the other way around. That's hilarious when he's like, I want to show you my backyard. There's a part that's coming up that I didn't mention in my review, which I thought was pretty funny. Those are their kids, and in comes Dana, Mrs. Matt, to close the blinds, and that was hilarious. There, there goes the Chop Furies. And there was that suplex. See, this is why I probably shouldn't have been taking notes. Because I have missed all these German suplexes spots. I'm pausing it there because Vortex, that is spot on. So, for those of you that don't know, Vortex is super awesome. Vortex is our #1 fan over on Ravage Lands and over on Square Circle Podcast. We play video games together and stuff like that. We talk about games, and I'm introducing Vortex into the world of professional wrestling. And Vortex has never been spot on. Vortex knows nothing of professional wrestling. I'm here teaching about it, talking about it, you know. But that comment, the kids are like, here they go again. That is 100% spot on. Spot on. That baseball slide was like super smooth. And then the basement drop kick too. Ooh, I didn't see how bad that kick was. That hurt too. Even hearing it in the headphones, like, that hurt. And here goes the Northern Lights. 1, 2, 3. They got the drone too. 4, 5. Okay, so it was 5. Oh, wait. Yeah, it was 5, and then he stops and does the DDT.
God, that hurt.
Lay off the lower back.
Play off the lower back.
You want more?
Oh
I know every
God,
move,
you'd be
man.
so
I'll
sore
counter
tonight.
everything.
You'd be so sore tonight.
I'll counter everything. You know this. This is the match. I want it. This is my house. It's my rules. Oh, God.
Do the Macho Man thing. Let's do the Macho Man thing.
Oh, that's the Macho Man thing? What? And then dirt in the face. All right, hold on. What? I imagine these wrestlers are used to doing all these moves and stunts. Oh, yes. It's called wrestling training. Yep. You learn how to fall. You learn how to tuck your head in, because if you're not tucking your head in, you're gonna kill yourself. Um, Wrestling training, wrestling school. That's where you learn all this kind of stuff from. And then if you're fortunate enough to like learn martial arts and like how to be a stunt double, then that works too for professional wrestling. But yes, they are used to all this. The Young Bucks started as backyard wrestlers, so they're used to fighting in the backyard and stuff like that before they went to go like officially train. That's how almost every wrestler gets their start, by doing backyard wrestling.
No, come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
There goes that super kick.
Is that all you got, you prick, huh? Is that all you freaking got, you prick, huh?
No, it's not.
And I noticed now that was a weird edit cut.
Come with me. Follow me. Oh, God. This is how bad I want it.
Nick, no. Don't do this. Don't do this, Nick. Nick, don't do this, Nick. Please.
You're dead.
Please don't do this.
That is a swanton dive.
1, 2. No.
Not quite.
Two.
Not
Two
quite.
count.
Oh, my neck hurts so bad. That was a 2, Nick. That was a 2. Hey. Come on.
So the part that I was talking about is coming up.
Trying to kill me? Exactly. Get in there. Oh my. Come on. Come on. Oh.
I would still like had kicked him off. I would have ran from the side and like drop kick him. Be like, what the fuck you doing?
Brother, you trying to murder your freaking brother. You're trying to murder your brother. Oh.
There goes another super kick.
What are you gonna do? You trying to drown your own brother, you prick? You sick bastard? Oh! Yeah. What are you gonna do?
And then this. That is the thing of beauty. That is the Canadian destroyer. I don't know how you don't drown from that.
Do your freaking job.
1, 2. Oh.
That was a 2. That was a 2. That was 3. That was 3.
Hey, that was a 2. Hey. 2 count. Matt, relax.
I'm putting you away.
No,
I got the
relax.
exact. No, I'm gonna put you away.
Relax,
I got the
relax.
exact
No.
trick. I'm gonna
Relax.
put you away.
And then here we go. We're gonna be teleporting through time.
What you did, you're trying to kill me.
Hey,
You're trying to kill me.
You want to see some magic?
No, I don't want to see some magic right now.
Well,
No.
I do. Matter of fact. Where the hell am I?
Hello? Hello? Nick?
How am I wearing?
It doesn't have to be this way, Nick. It doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah, looking back at it, I'm like, I don't know why they need to do that twice. All right, so Vortex, context for you. Uh, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So this is the context.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my back to you right now. And if you want to go on your own, then walk off and leave. If you want to stick together and make this thing work, when I turn around, we're going to shake hands, and we're going to go on and rock and roll like the rockers can do.
They need each other. You know that.
Sounds fair.
All right, so even more context. This guy right here in red is Marty Jannetty. This is Shawn Michaels. So Marty Jannetty was played by Matt in the Being the Elite episode 200, and then Nick was playing Shawn Michaels.
To me.
He's not going to walk away.
They need each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockers!
Told you.
Glad to see that.
Told you.
Tag team specialists.
See, one without the other isn't any good. Oh! Oh, I knew he was going to do that. I just knew he was going to do that. He don't need Jannetty. I told you that off and on.
Are you kidding?
What?
What a despicable act that was.
No! Oh, my God.
Right through the glass window of the barber shop.
Jannetty tried to dive through the window to escape. Did you see that?
Are you blind?
What an act of cowardism. Oh, he's hurt. A plate glass window.
Oh, look at that. He's busted wide open. We need a paramedic here.
Is there a problem with the laws? They're done. They're finished, Monsoon.
Yeah, there's a problem with you, Sean.
Rockers are history. 1 week away. Is he going to be ready for the Royal Rumble? He don't
Look
look
at
it now.
that, bleeding profusely.
What's redder than her nails? Get some help over here, will you?
All right. Can you not play? Don't play. Okay. So yeah, Vortex, that's even more context for that little thing. That's just a weird picture. Let's not leave it there. Let's cancel that. Yeah. One of the best moments in professional wrestling history, the breakup of Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. So back to being the Elite 200.
No blood? The hell? Where the hell am I now? Nick? Oh! My lower back. Oh my God.
I told you I was going to work on
It shouldn't be funny, but it's funny.
Let's end it.
God.
You want to end it, huh? Right here, right now, huh?
Oh! Oh!
Oh! See ya. Oh, no, gosh, no, you don't.
Oh! One, two. Oh no!
God.
Two. What's it gonna take?
How's your back feeling, huh? This is it. Off the deck you go, Mom.
You freaking kid, you tried to drown me earlier, trying to throw me off the deck? Huh? To win this match? Just to win a backyard match?
Oh! Oh, God. Oh! Oh, jeez. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He got him up into the power driver.
This is what you wanted,
He
right?
looks so
This
smooth
is what
and
you wanted, right?
So cool.
I didn't want to have to do this, but he left me no choice. I didn't want to have to do this, Nick. But you've left me no choice.
That's the thumbtack shit that I was talking about.
It's your fault. No choice.
And there's also another little Easter egg here.
You made me do this. Sorry. I love you. Yeah. Oh, drove me to this.
All right, so another one. Here we go. In 91. They fought in 91?
Epic.
Really?
Exhilarating.
Oh my
Inspirational.
God.
The greatest moments in WWE history. Brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the
I
do.
swear, man. Like, why? I just want one. I just want one. Here we go. I'm gonna.
Another story.
First.
Oh,
That.
my God, what a shot!
Okay. That's it. That's all I wanted to show. Remember to use the drone for the top shot?
Ref. 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's it.
And that's it. Matt won the match.
Oh God.
But here's the rest of the video for you guys.
So now that we did it, you feel better now? That's what you wanted.
I know. But you know what? I feel like the fans needed this.
Yeah, they needed it.
I feel like I needed it. I feel like the world needed some entertainment, Matt. That's why I wanted to do these crazy stunts.
But you're clearly
these,
not
these
100%.
cool moves and these cool high spots, and that's. I know I'm not 100%, but you know what? I felt pretty damn good.
You were great. You were
These
amazing.
last 4 years,
God,
have been the best years of my life, Matt.
can you believe that 4 years ago, would we have ever thought that we'd do 200 episodes of Being the Elite, and here we are.
All the blood, sweat, tears, all the travel, all the flights, all the car rides. It was worth it. For the fans, for our families, for the love of entertainment. I would do it all over again, and I would do it with you.
Me too.
Thanks for giving me my match.
Me too.
Should we go to some emotional montage?
Yeah, covering 200 episodes of Being the Elite.
Yeah.
Later, June 17, back to Japan.
What? Another flight.
So we are currently hiding underneath the ring.
You guys want to play some soccer?
Yeah, let's see.
Teams can't score on me. His dick's got nothing on my dick.
This is the worst daggone town
Hard Cock Cafe.
I've ever been in.
We look so freaking cool. Do ya? Yeah, fucking yeah. When the Young Bucks signed the most lucrative contract in pro wrestling history. That's it. Right there on my back.
Congratulations on passing 100,000 subscribers.
That is so
We just flew into Tokyo, and I was already handed one of these. Our good friend Kenny Omega was in the news big time last week, winning the G1, first guy G to do it.
Land at like 10 p.m. Pittsburgh. Now we're in Buffalo.
My hand is throbbing.
Reseda, the American Legion Post 308, this is home for us.
Hey Cody, I'm gonna put you on being the elite. I'm interrupting. What happened?
Bullet Club is fine.
World Tour, there he is, the snake in the grass. The 3-star savior. Hey, Cody.
A civil war within Bullet Club. It's the American Nightmare Cody. This is the cleaner Kenny Omega.
Been there, we pounded them out, we had your back. Every time you lost, we carried you to the back. Every time you won, we celebrated in the hotel room. And all that time, Kenny, all that time, where was he? We've been seconding you. How many matches have you seconded for us? No, you're upset? No. I'm upset.
So excited to announce where we're going to do All In. We are self-financing an event, All In. The goal is 10,000 people.
Went on sale 2 minutes ago.
In 29 minutes, we sold 10,450.
That's awesome.
It's kind of hard to put words into how we all feel, but I think we're all happy and excited.
From undesirable to undeniable.
Big day for us yesterday.
Yesterday was huge for us.
Our Funko Pops.
So they are the shirt too, actually.
Yeah, the shirt was as well, but the actual Funko Pops went on sale at Hot Topic, the exclusive Hot Topics.
Also, we have a children's book coming out, The Elite Team. Young Bucks Stand Tall is the name of it. It's a book that I wrote. Thank you so much for making this possible.
It was pretty overwhelming.
It's unreal. All the tweets.
We couldn't have done it without you guys, so thanks.
What an exhausting weekend we've already had.
Tomorrow's the big day, guys.
Be proud, guys. Thank you.
We all work
We're here.
hard.
We've arrived.
Love you guys.
I'm gonna try to
Keep it on that.
My God, that was probably the greatest pro wrestling show I've ever been a part of. Yeah! We are sticking together.
Let's go change the world. The secret's finally out. Everybody kind of knew and they wanted it. This is what they wanted.
What are we doing here, Matt?
We're about to sign contracts with All Elite Wrestling.
Remember, this is the day that AEW starts. Right here, right now, in Jacksonville.
They sent it to me the other day and I couldn't believe it. I just want to show you in person. You'll see.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
It's a permanent plaque with our faces on it. So you're center.
That's
Put it
nuts.
into their building.
The next thing I'm going to do is sign this contract that Matt and Nick are about to offer me.
That's it, baby. Congrats.
Rick Knox, what do you say? We signed with AEW?
And Kenny and I said, we have to get these guys a full-time, real contract. If you guys couldn't agree more. Full-time, yeah, right now. Get money. Right now. Every 2 weeks you get a paycheck, all right?
It's an exciting time.
We just announced that pro wrestling is coming back to TNT.
Crap. Damn.
Oh, wow, Dave, you outdid yourself here, brother.
I think it's nice.
I can't keep being the least successful member of the elite. And I can't do it anymore.
You can't do what anymore?
I can't do this. Guys, I'm sorry, guys. We're still cool. I'm just gonna ride alone for a while. Okay, guys?
So that's it.
This is supposed to be fun.
We're about to see our first action figures.
Yes.
That's great. I think.
But we had a huge year. Everybody here had a huge year, and I'd like to thank you all for making it possible. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
2020 is gonna be lit.
We just had 2 hours of sleep. And my brain is foggy. That's why this business needs guys like us. Strategized about what kind of films we could film for a couple hours.
No matter how rough things get, I feel like as long as the three of us stick together, we'll always get through it. You know?
Well, where to next?
You know, for the first time ever, I don't know.
Yeah. Same. Well, actually, Matt.
Yeah?
There's still that one thing we need to do.
Yep.
Did you like that video? I hope you did. Okay, bye.
And that wraps up BTE 200. Vortex, I hope you enjoyed that and understand why I adore and love professional wrestling. Still get choked up watching that montage. Um, Everything that they ever done in their whole entire career to bring us joy and happiness and entertainment is greatly appreciated. I mean, we could speculate about the one thing that they were talking about, which could have been to Robert's point of the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson versus the team of the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Cara Anderson, who are going to be heading over to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm going to attribute the one thing to fighting somebody. That's all I can think of, or signing some people, but I don't think it's anything too out of the ordinary or too um, weird and stuff like that. So the one thing could either be like a new match to be signed or something else, because just recently WWE released a bunch of employees, so they're free agents. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in on this episode of the Square Circle Podcast, talking about being the Elite 200. I am so happy that I got to witness this and rewatch it again with people. The next one, I really do like the idea of watching really bad wrestling matches and talking about it. So if you guys are able to give me a follow, go right ahead. Twitch.tv/Square Circle Pod. This was really fun. I'm just over the moon. There's no other words to describe it. I'm happy that I got to talk about the match. I got to rewatch it and, appreciate it more. I love this business. I love the Young Bucks. I love professional wrestling. And I would definitely see you guys on the next one. Bye.